Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, my friends. This is Kevin Lopez from Personal Tutor, once again bringing to you a poem by Thomas Hardy. And the topic is When I Set Out for Lyonnesse. Thomas Hardy, an architect by nature, had once visited a restoration of a church in a place called Lyonnesse, in the European landforms. Lyonnesse is a place where a church was famously built during the 19th century, and incidentally Thomas Hardy depicts himself as an architect checking out the restoration process of the church. When he visits the parish, it's all about him, filled with uncertainties that what's going to happen once he visits there, since being a young architect and a humongous, a titanic task in his hands, he was a bit perplexed. Yet, when he came back, he had the simplest glow on his face and a piece of crumbled paper that actually became the poem When I Set Out for Lyonnesse. So let's have a brief of line to line. When I set out for Lyonnesse 100 miles away, the rhyme was on the spray and straight starlight lit on my loneliness. He exclaims that the town of Lyonnesse was 100 miles away. The cold, sheer night was shedding light upon the poet, and a starlight lit on my lonesomeness. Friends, a starlight is a shower of a light given by a specific star. If we study the nature of nativity that comes from the Bible, we can very perfectly depict the joy and abundance of the starlight, giving out an unpredictable nature of what's going to happen. We know three wise men, they follow the star towards the Jesus Christ's birthplace in the stable, just by the star. Again here Thomas Hardy, being affected by the religious nature as well, co-inserts the starlight with the uncertainty of what he's going to find out at the place, maybe a Messiah, maybe a new place. Obviously, being a church or a parish, he was a bit optimistic. When I set out for Lyonnesse, 100 miles away, what would be hands at Lyonnesse while I should sojourn here? The words sojourn, rhyme, are a few words that are used in Queen's English, my friends, and thus Thomas Hardy co-joins such words in the patriarchal way in the poem. He is uncertain about what he's going to find out there, and sitting at the place exploring the choices that he could make. No prophet durst declare, nor did the wisest wizard guess what would be hands at Lyonnesse while I should sojourn there. Now, initially the poet was talking about sojourn here, and then he says sojourn there. Sojourn means reach. There was no prophet who could depict the outcome. Usually prophets go ahead and give prophecy about certain happening in the future. He depicts that no prophet was able to depict that he would be getting any response from a prophet about what is going to happen, where is it going to happen, and so many other things. When I return from Lyonnesse with magic in my eyes, all marked with mute surmise, my radiance rare and fathomless. When I return from Lyonnesse with my magic eyes. Wow, beautiful lines, my friends. He speaks about himself coming from Lyonnesse with a beautiful gleam in his eyes. There was something that happened out there that the poet and we are left to imagine. We're just left to imagine what would have happened to the poet at the town of Lyonnesse when he visited the old church. He had a gleam that people could see across his face. He had a magic in his eyes as if he has encountered and encashed a teaching. That's what he was looking forward for. And he says that he had a crumpled piece of paper in his pockets. That was the poem that's going to be read. And the journey. Thus we are all left for our bewilderment about what happened when I set out for Lyonnesse. This poem leaves us with a question about belief, about enlightenment, about the joy of receiving a knowledge that's fathomless. It's incidentally unspeakable about. It's all about having a gleam as if you have visited a Messiah or witnessed a divine venture. The questions here that we have is something happened at Lyonnesse. It was improbable, impossible or unforeseeable. Something happened at that place that clearly was unforeseeable by anyone since nobody knew what's going to happen at Lyonnesse. Thus, the word would be unforeseeable. Read the line in stanza 3 that implies the following. Everyone noticed something and they made guesses but didn't speak a word. Now read the line that refers to what they noticed. The line clearly depicts is all were marked with mute surmise. That means people were depicting, they were thinking that something happened. Maybe it was an alien intervention or a divine venture that the poet had encountered, thus giving them a notion of being amused and being judgmental of what actually had happened. That's the question left in the poem, my friends, for us as well to answer. I would suggest you to give out your suggestions and your outcomings in this comment section of ours. That would be appreciated by us as well. We have been giving out briefs to you, my friends, since a long time now, and we would certainly be looking for more comments of yours on the very topic. If you want to know something about personal tutors, I request you to just click about us and you'll get the whole information. Please do subscribe our channels. You can go ahead and search for my videos as Kevin Lopez from Personal Tutors. You can get the data online. You can get it on request in pen drives as secure Notion for your benefits, my friends. So please do comment and please do explore us for more options. Thanking you today once again. It's Kevin.